when I see that, I said, man, Jamal, if you don't get some bigger knee pads, the man had the ones where he did the kick. Don't worry about it. We're going to move on. But,
I'm not dealing with you, bro.
Listen,
I'm not dealing with
my
you.
boy had on this Tony Hawk. Don't worry about it. We're going to look at a picture later. But, anyways, I shout out to everybody for pulling up to the Off on the Cut podcast with your host, BizzelBHoopn. Our special guest we got tonight and this evening, and we're going to bring him up. We want to give a huge shout out, you know what I'm saying, and a big thank you as we bring him in to AllCitySlim, chat. Y'all give it up for AllCitySlim. We want to,
you know, brother?
At the end of the day, we appreciate him pulling up, showing love, man, being in the building with us, man. So what we're going to do is, like I said, I've had a few guests on before. You know, this is one of the drops on YouTube, but you know, we started the stream off with a prayer, and I figured I'd bring you in here for that part. You know, you be a part of the prayer, and we're gonna get the prayer, and we're gonna get going, man. All right, so chat, y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for opportunities. Thank you for, you know, being able to give us a platform to spread your word, spread your love. We truly appreciate what you have done, are doing, and plan for our future. We know that when two or more are gathered, Lord, that you'll be in the midst. Thank you for protecting us, keeping our families safe as we go in our prospective careers. Lord, continue to guide us. Thank you for your son, Jesus, who died on the cross for sins. And as we continue to grow every day, Lord, keep us in the format and the mind of understanding that you're at the forefront of all things, Lord. We appreciate you and we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, chat. Amen. 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 So, AllCitySlim, chat. It's amazing how you get a chance to meet people. It's amazing how you get a chance to meet content creators, man. And you know, before I let him get in and kind of give you a little intro about himself, chat, I'm not a sweat in 2K. I've never tried to be. I'm not even gonna act like I've been. I'm just a gamer. I just play the game. It's the only basketball game we got out, chat. So I play it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in playing 2K, when I played 23 last year, and I feel like I might have joined All City's Discord in 22, you know, to the later end of 22. I feel like that's when I really joined. But I got a chance to, you know, I think I was it might have been a For You TikTok, or it might have been a raid. I might have gotten raided, and that's how I ran into All City. All City is a big 2K content creator, man. He has this huge Discord where he gets a bunch of people, and I'm talking about from Xbox to PlayStation to I mean, we can't keep calling it current because technically it ain't, but I mean, you got everybody who plays the game of 2K in a big Discord, man. And I ended up joining the Discord, being a part of that community, man. He's running a great thing with being able to invite people into a safe environment. It's a no tolerance zone. I tell you that nonsense is not allowed. You know, bashing people and doing all of this other thing. He has a great team, you know, that holds down that Discord. So, and to be honest, that's pretty much how me and Slim connected, man. He said he saw me in the All City Discord because, you know me, chat. Just the person I am. I just happen to drop one of my daily messages. I drop them in there here and there, you know, and stuff like that. And I don't do it for clicks, likes, anything. Chat, you gotta realize you never know, you never understand or realize what someone is going through. Just to see a couple of words of positive motivation can help them get through their day. You gotta realize that. And the biggest part behind it, everything about it was genuine. It's going to continue to be genuine. I mean, I've been slack with it because I usually try to drop it in the morning. But I ain't gonna lie to you. When I wake up, I just go straight to work. So it ain't been the same. But overall, man, I love being a part of, you know, that Discord community, man, and what, like I said, what All City's been able to do. But hence how we got AllCitySlim in here, chat. He happened to just pull up to a stream, man. You know, pull up to a stream. He said he happened to see me in the Discord, or saw one of my links in the Discord. Happened to just pull up, and the rest is history, man. I mean, it's amazing how you run into genuine people. That's the biggest thing for me. I could stop streaming tomorrow, chat. I promise you I could. And I would be happy with what I've done because of the people I've met, the things I've accomplished. Like I said, Chad, I got a podcast. Like, y'all got to realize that. Like, I'm learning about being a podcaster while doing it. Like, this is literally trial and error. This is and the biggest thing about me in anything, man, I'm gonna put myself in situations to be the best I can to accomplish things to the best of my ability, and with Twitch giving us this platform for gaming, but being able to expand our wings a little bit, because y'all see, I don't just play 2K, I play Apex, I play this, but the dope part I think I bring and different is y'all get to see live basketball. Y'all get to see real people hooping. It ain't just, you watching the NBA, you're just watching college. Like, you get to see little things that bring you a little bit closer to the game. But listen, I'm not going to take up all of this time talking. I'm going to let Slim come in and, introduce himself. But I want to definitely thank him again because, like I said, the man could have been anywhere at this time of night. I mean, he's on a different time zone than me, but he could have been anywhere at this time, with his family, and all of that good jazz, and he took some time to hang out with us, chat. So, once again, AllCitySlim, chat. Welcome in.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, man. Just like you said, I wanted to admin in the Discord. It's been a blessing, man. Honestly, just being able to connect with good people over something that gets me to step away from work. I know me and you've been chopping it up. We've been talking about everything, but it's just dope to be in the presence of like-minded individuals. Let's put it that way. So,
Sure.
Most definitely, man.
Sure. Well, man, like I said, I'm glad you're able to be here and chop it up with us. So y'all know, chat, Off in the Cut podcast. If y'all still trying to figure out where the name comes, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I told y'all, I just be off in the cut. I don't mess with nobody. I don't bother nobody. Hence, that's where the name came from, Off in the Cut podcast. All right, we stay on our side. We don't worry about what nobody do. We just do us to the best of our ability. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the name came from with Off in the Cut podcast. And like I said, it is a sports-based podcast. We talk about some other things here and there, gaming-wise. But the best part about it, man, it's all organic, man. Like, none of this is scripted, chat. This ain't, me and Slim just talked a little bit, on some IRL stuff, but none of this is scripted. This is all organic. This is all genuine. So we gonna go over a few things, like I said, with it being sports-based and all of that good jazz. Y'all know I usually have my clipboard. I ain't got my clipboard tonight. I ain't coached tonight. Alright? I'm usually coach. I ain't coached tonight. I left my whistle, chat. I was supposed to be on my Dion. I was supposed to have my shades on, my hat. I messed up. I messed up tonight. I left my clipboard in my office. But y'all know when I have my clipboard, I mean business. Alright? We talking business when I had that clipboard. Don't play with me. Y'all know what time it is. That clipboard mean business. But man, listen. A lot, chat, has been going on in the sports world. I don't know where to start. That's just, I'm gonna just keep it a whole buck with you. I don't know where to start. It's so much to discuss. It's so much to talk about. And as I'm trying to pull it up over here really fast, cause I got my little ESPN tab, because y'all know stuff is happening at all times. But I got my little ESPN tab where we look at some of the deets and details of what's going on in the sports world. But we gonna go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of what's going on. We gonna go straight to the NBA. We not gonna play no games. We gonna talk about of course the NFL. We'll talk about some other sports here and there, and then we'll get into our other segments. But we gonna go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of everything that's going on. This free agency, this past couple of months, I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to figure out where this money going, because I need a check. I'm just trying to figure it out. I need $20. That's it. I'm trying to figure it out, because I'm talking bread is being spent. Point blank. Pure. I'm not even going to say period. It's pure. Because of the fact of everybody making moves to want to win now, man. And it's the era of the super teams. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. At the end of the day, as organic as we want players to be, it's not reality. I think that's the biggest thing about that. I think we want players to be organic. And I say that because I'm going to lead off the rip. Damian Leonard, chat, if y'all didn't know, happened yesterday. or day before. It might have happened the day before. Don't quote me. I might be wrong. But Damian Leonard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks from the Portland Trailblazers. Slim, what was your initial reaction when you heard that news? I got to know because I know what I said and I did, but I got to hear somebody else's before I really get into it.
Yeah. I think I was kind of shocked that he went to Milwaukee. I'm glad he got out of Portland. I think that had the mellow effect on him. He'd have been somewhere for his whole career and not get a ring. So him going to the Eastern Conference definitely was a shock. But him going to the Milwaukee is definitely they definitely were the dark horse in that. But I think it's good. I think they got rid of a lot of their defense though. Getting rid of Grayson Allen, who is a scrapper. Getting rid of Drew Holiday, who's somebody that can change the flow of a game on offense and defense. I think it's going to be tough for them to get up and down and stop teams, right? That'll be the biggest thing, but they're definitely going to have a lot of firepower, for sure. So,
And the crazy part is like, I'm a backtrack. Chat, if y'all know about a coach, his name is Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni was in Phoenix for a very long time. Ended up going to Houston. He was a part of that era when James Harden was dropping 60 pieces on people, going crazy. Like, his ideology about coaching was, we're just going to outscore you. Mm-hmm. He was big on that. And I think personally, with how the Golden State Warriors play basketball, the way they do things, like, y'all got to realize, chat, if when I was in high school, if we had a fast break and we went to the 3-point line, they hitting the horn. They hitting the horn before the shot go up. Like, it's up. Like, you don't do that now. Chat, I ain't gonna cap. I did it there in the run. I had a layup. Like, it is changing. The scoring ability is changing how basketball is, man. And I think personally people made fun of Mike D'Antoni for doing that. But now look at what the game is. You get a guy like a Mark Jackson, and I'm not going to say this is no discredit to Steve Kerr, but chat, I'm sorry. Mark Jackson gave Steph and Clay that green light like he did. We have to say it, and it's unfortunate, and I hope, all I can do is hope. I hope they've been slipping that man a ring at least on the side. Like, bro, this fell off the truck. This yours. That's just me. I hope one fall off the truck for him because he laid the foundation. He laid the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? To being able to play that style of basketball. But like I said, what Mike D'Antoni got bashed for was okay for Steve Kerr now. You know, they say Mike D'Antoni walked so Steve Kerr can run. Like, you know how they put it out there, like, you know, somebody had to go first. Somebody had to do it first. And I think that's what happened with Mike D'Antoni because like you said, with Damian Leonard going to Milwaukee, that's a lot of firepower offensively. Defensively, you've lost a 3-and-D kind of player with Drew Holiday. You've lost, like you said, a scrappy guy like Grayson Allen. You know, Grayson, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I think, and I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Grayson Allen is like the Dylan Brooks of the Bucks because he does the dirty work in a sense. Now, scoring wise, that's up to debate because I feel like Grayson does things here and there with the 3-ball more consistently than Dylan. But I think with Dylan's size, he can get to the cup more efficiently. Now, was he doing it? It was here and there. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I feel like their roles of the scrappy guy, you know, the guy that's willing to take the foul, the guy that's willing to go say, I'm going to guard the best player. You know, that was Udonis Haslem, chat, before he, you know, got into that latter part of his career. Udonis Haslem was the guy they said, yo, go guard him. If we need to burn a foul, let it be you. Like, he accepted that. You know, Dylan Brooks is pivotal for the Memphis Grizzlies because what? He was the jaw jacker. He was talking to people, trying to get people out there. Chat, if y'all don't know who Lance Stevenson is, Lance Stevenson walked so they can run. Let me just, I'm going to go ahead and get y'all
the antagonist.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there was somebody before them. You know what I'm saying? Like, You look at a guy like a Tony Allen. Tony Allen wasn't a like a go to scorer, but Tony Allen would play you 94 feet. He was saying first team all defense for a reason. So it's like you need guys like that on your team, and I think personally, Drew Holiday did that for Milwaukee. Drew Holiday played extremely well for Milwaukee in that playoff run to win that championship. So
He also cost him a game. Talking trash
nah,
to Jimmy Butler.
you know what I'm saying?
Man went off for 50.
You know what I mean? And Jimmy went into that bag, and unfortunately, there's some nights you gonna have like that. You gonna piss somebody off. Shout out to the 4-0 arena. You gonna piss somebody off. You know, but overall, it's just the biggest conversation is it's a lot of offensive firepower. I think everybody's adjusting to we're just gonna outscore you. I mean, we're just gonna outscore you because on paper, you got Dame Leonard, you got Chris Middleton, you got Giannis, you got the veteran with Brook Lopez, you got Bobby Portis who comes off who's a blue collar guy. Like they on paper, it looks great. Heck, on 2K it looks great. I'll be honest with you. I might be using the Bucks soon. I don't even play now like that no more. But I might have to. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm talking screen and roll with Dame and Lillard. You either go protect the lob or you gonna let me shoot this 3-ball, and you ain't gonna let me keep shooting with Dame. Because once I find that green window, it's up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's so much that went into that trade because 100% from Jimmy Butler throwing hints out there. Heck, to I think a DJ was trolling because for them to say I'm going like playing that song or that Miami song by Will Smith, I was singing Tupac, chat. I'm
the Welcome to Miami.
Yeah, Welcome to Miami. They was playing it at a party that Dame was at. Like, oh, they trolling or not, but it's just so Milwaukee came out of the blue. So when I heard the news, I had to look at my phone twice because I'm like, who? I'm like, they was never brought up in a conversation. It was never discussed. Like, they came completely out of nowhere. And they came out of nowhere at the right time because you fast forward or you rewind back, I think like a week or two prior, Giannis did an interview. And he said straight up, listen, I want to be a part of something that's about winning. If they're not looking to win, I need to go somewhere where we're going to win. I think they heard that. And they was like, oh, nah, we need to figure something out. And they went to making moves and, and moving pieces. So with that being said, with the Bucks, trading for Dame Leonard, it moved because it was a 3-team trade. It was between the Portland Trail Blazers, the Phoenix Suns, and the Milwaukee Bucks. So Damian Leonard went to the Bucks. DeAndre Ayton, and there's another guy. I forgot his name. It's off the top of my head. Let me see. Hold on. I got it right here. Let me see.
I think DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday both went to Portland.
So yeah, DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday, because it's another guy there. Because I guess I'm fast forwarding to when Drew, because now we about to talk about Drew. But yeah, Dame Leonard went to the Bucks. DeAndre Ayton and Drew Holiday went to the Blazers. And then I think the Suns got
Nurkic.
They got Nurkic, and Grayson Allen. Because honestly, that's a W for the Suns because their bench was extremely weak, and they didn't have a big that wanted to be there. DeAndre Ayton was looking for a way out. I guess he's had some back and forth with. I'm losing the guy's name who was just coaching there recently.
Talking about Monty.
Monty, yeah, him and Monty were barely going at it. So, they let go Monty. You know what I'm saying? So when Monty not being there, you fast forward to say, okay, well, who was the real problem?
Wait, they let go Monty Williams too?
Did they not? I thought they let go Monty because I know Doc got let go from the Sixers.
I think Monty Williams is still there.
He's still there. Okay, I could be wrong there.
I think so.
I thought that week when they let Doc go and then they let somebody else go, they let the Milwaukee Bucks coach go like that same week. I thought they did it with Monty too. I could be wrong, chat. Don't quote me. I'm out here talking. The reason why I'm saying is because they went to the finals. You get what I'm saying? Yes, you're gonna have some underlying issues and stuff that goes on, but y'all made it to the finals. That should bring y'all together a little bit more. That's That's just me. You know what I'm saying? With all of the extra stuff that probably went on behind the scenes, we still made it, bro. Like let's push to get another one. And I'll be here all day to tell you what the real problem was. I personally think it was CP3. That's just me, but I'm not here to be that guy. I just think there's nothing wrong with him as a player, but that system, it was force fed. That's just me. I think it was force fed because he had 2.5 years with them or whatever. And I said that last year after they went to the finals, I said, listen, if they don't go back or if they don't go far, they're going to get rid of Chris Paul. And that was the first thing they did. So I've had my opinion on it because I've seen, over the time, yes, wherever Chris Paul has gone, the teams have done better. 100%. You can't take that from him. When he went to OKC, they made the playoffs. They did well. Went second round. When he went to Houston, they did well. When he played with the Clippers, they did well. Injuries always stopped him, literally. That's what's unfortunate. And that's what I always say, chat. Injuries are unpredictable. As a factor that it plays, you got to realize. Because I'm going to be totally real with you. KD don't go down against the Raptors in that game, they win that. I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Jack. We ain't finna sugarcoat that. KD doesn't go down, they win that. Obviously, Clay going down didn't help either, but that was like kind of the straw that broke the camel's back in a sense because now you literally just had Steph by himself, scoring wise. Of course, you had everybody else, but KD doesn't get hurt. I don't see Kawhi winning that championship. That's once again, chat. This is all personal opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that ain't personal opinion. That's a fact.
That's a fact. Okay, well,
anybody want to argue that? They don't know basketball.
There you go. So I look at it as overall, it's unfortunate that Chris Paul went through all those injuries because he's had great teams he's been a part of. Like, chat, y'all know I'm a Lakers fan, but I would still go watch Clippers games because that Lob City thing was real. Like, they really was going off. And I'm like, okay. I was looking at the little pieces. You had the Matt Barnes there. You had the Karan Butlers there. Like, Chad, I'm looking at players like that. That's X factors. That's making a difference in the game. My favorite six-man of all time is Jamal Crawford. Like, I really wanted him to get one. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody say. I wanted Jamal to really get a ring under his belt and have one because he's one of the coldest to do it. And he's still doing it too, Chad. If y'all ain't been seeing clips of him playing in his pro-am, the man wearing skateboard knee pads. First of all, we got to talk about that, Jamal.
Man, knees alone, man.
Listen, man, because I got knee problems, but I ain't out here looking like Tony Hawk dropping 50. But that's neither here nor there. But when I see that, I said, man, Jamal, if you don't get some bigger knee pads, the man had the ones where he did the kick. Don't worry about it. We gonna move on. But
I'm not dealing with you, bro.
Listen, my boy had on this Tony Hawk. Don't worry about it. We gonna look at a picture later. But anyways, I it's unfortunate everywhere Chris Paul's been, man. It just didn't go the way he wanted, and with him being in, Golden State now, because that's like I said, we're talking basketball. We're talking about all of these moves that happen. He's in Golden State now. I mean, Slim, how do you feel about that one? What is your?
I mean, I'm on the fence about it.
Okay.
I feel like it can work, but Chris Paul has to realize that Chris Paul is not the same Chris Paul as he used to be.
Okay.
He is now a defensive liability. Before, he used to be a semi two-way player, but he has to realize that he needs to be the captain of that second team out there. Steph and Clay and Draymond have had an amazing thing working for the last 10 years has been that they've been together. 8 years, 10 years, something like that. There's no way you come and break that up. So you adding somebody in that is not a set shot shooter. Somebody has not really been a phenomenal shooter from three. He's very, very sporadic. He has to get in the mindset and understanding that he needs to be whatever they tell him to be, right? He needs to be plug and play whenever they need him to be. But if he tries to go in with any kind of ego, I already know there was a report out talking about that he wanted to start, that he wasn't coming off the bench, which I think he definitely needs to be coming off the bench, right? because you're not moving Steph to the 2, right? I mean, you can. That means Clay goes back to the 3, but Clay has even lost a step since he got hurt. So it's just tough. I could see them doing a 1 through 5 with CP3, Steph, Clay, Draymond, and then um, Kevon Looney. But then you pushing Andrew Wiggins to the bench, like so that's what I'm saying. So it's
that's crazy. You do that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like
Yeah.
I definitely feel like CP3 needs to get in his mindset and understanding that you're now the 6 man. Like it's time for 6 man CP3.
And see
But if
that,
you don't, yeah.
but I don't mean it. And I'm gonna let you finish because you're leading me into what to the build up because I know, like I said, a lot of things were moved before the season, but like what you said was perfect. Role accepting. You know what I'm saying? You know you hooped, you played, so you understand like, and that's the biggest thing, chat with me. Like a lot of people like to talk basketball. You got these these analytic people who do these numbers, and you got these people on these talk shows. But chat, none of them has really hooped. Like none of them have understood. Like you gotta find a way to fit the team. You can't go and be the guy everywhere. You know like at your high school you can be the guy, but when you go to that college team, there's a bunch of guys that was the guy at they high school. Now we all at one place. Like that's the. So I feel like in the league, there's guys that understand they was the guy on the team, but they gotta accept a certain role. And when you said that, understanding you gotta come off the bench, you mentioned them, and we chopped it up about him early, or you mentioned it earlier. You felt like Dame Leonard leaving was the best thing for him because you didn't want him to go through that Melo syndrome. You know, we know Melo was home for a couple years, chat. You know, and his biggest thing was what? I ain't coming off the bench. Everybody was trying to give him a role somewhere, and then eventually, I mean, he said all right, and he ended up signing with the Blazers. You know, during that time frame. You know, so it's like what Slim is saying is Chris Paul willing to do that? Because what I was leading to, and honestly, man, he's one of my favorite players. Is going to continue to be one of my favorite players. Y'all know my favorite player is Kobe, but Chad, I'm a huge Westbrook fan. Like I was heartbroken it didn't work out in LA, and I don't think y'all understand what I mean by heartbroken, because I knew we wouldn't get the OKC Russ because he was on a team where he was the guy. So you mesh him with a LeBron, a AD, Melo was on that team. Like I think he personally just had a hard time adjusting because he realized he don't have to be Mr. Triple Double no more. But he had that mindset that I still need to go. I still got to get, because I'm a big believer, chat. You play the way you play. You don't change how you play. You make adjustments. There's a big difference between changing something and adjusting something. I'm gonna break that down to y'all again. When I change the plans to go somewhere, that means I'm not doing that. But if I alter them and say, hey, I'm not gonna be there at 7, I'll be there at 7:30. That's an adjustment. That's not a change. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a big difference between changes and adjustments. I just think Russell had a hard time adjusting. He didn't want to change his game. I don't think nobody wanted him because you gotta think about it, man. Russell, like, first ballot easily. Ring or not, first ballot easily. He's the leading the NBA in triple doubles ever. Like to break Oscar Robinson's record is crazy. Like y'all really got to understand what a triple double is. Like y'all hear the word, y'all hear it, but y'all got to realize the man's stacked in 3 different stat lines, whether it be points, assists, rebounds. You know, heck, he did that game where he had a 20, 20, and 20. Chat, do y'all understand the man had a 20, 20, and are y'all hearing that? A 20, 20, and 20 game. So when he came to LA, I'm like, oh, word. He going to be able to make those small adjustments. He going to be able to do this. He's going to be able to do that to where, oh, we finna win this. So I think personally, and the part I didn't like, preference-wise, was straight up, fans was doing too much. I get everybody want to win. I get it's a way to do things. But y'all got the man not even wanting having his family at the game, bro. Like, that's stupid, dog.
So I got a,
Like that's stupid, dog.
I got the other side of the fence take on that.
Okay, we listening. I'm listening.
I
This is what
think
this is what we here for, chat.
I think it was doomed from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Only reason why I said that is kind of backtracking a little bit. This narrative on LeBron, right? Phenomenal player, stand-up guy in his community, stuff like that. But he has this narrative of making people better when they start to play alongside of him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like these last two individuals that started like running with him, as far as Anthony Davis and Westbrook, you see that he actually takes away from their game, right?
Okay.
Things that people have been preaching for years, like the LeBron effect, it takes away from people. It doesn't actually add to people. Sometimes you get people that are able to excel, like you see Austin Reeves and stuff like that. But the reason why I say that the whole dynamic with Westbrook not working, Westbrook has never been a spot up shooter. Westbrook is always downhill.
Sure.
Westbrook is somebody that has to play in space. He has to get to the front of the rim, or he has to be able to pound the ball for 15 seconds out of the shot clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same game as LeBron. So there's only one basketball on the floor.
Sure.
Shooters being able to sit in the corner and catch and shoot when the kick out comes, or going off of pin downs and stuff like that's shooters can adjust. But somebody that has to get into a flow or in a rhythm of having to get to the front of the basket time and time again in order to feel comfortable to start shooting, um, I feel like it was always doomed. There's not enough space on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got Melo who plays on the block, Anthony Davis that he's supposed to be a big man but is a guard. He's out on the perimeter. Like I said, you got LeBron who demands the ball. Like he needs to be able to have the rock in his hands in order to score. And same thing with Westbrook. I think it would like how we saw. Like it was just a situation where Westbrook had to go out there and try to do a lot in a little bit of time, and it wasn't. It was like I said, it was doomed from the start. Some things where he was going to be on his way out once he got there. So
And the crazy part is, I think actually when he left and the Clippers signed him, he was ecstatic.
mm-hmm.
And I think the turmoil of all the other stuff surrounding it, like you just said, with it being ball dominant, with it like a lot of people call Braun passive aggressive because he's
Mm-hmm.
one way about saying things in the public, but like it shows different on the court. You get what I'm saying? And it's like overall, I think a lot of the outside influences didn't help what was going on the court because I ain't gonna cap. It didn't make sense while we had Dennis Schroeder and Patrick Beverly. Like we were guard heavy while
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook was there. It didn't make sense to me. Like whatever they saw, whatever they was trying to do from it, it didn't make sense for me. I
Mm-hmm.
personally felt like that bubble team that won, we should have bought majority of them back and ran it back to the extent of because fast forward now, that same Denver team that played just won recently, and they
I was just about to
just
say that.
they
Yeah.
just they moved a
Yeah.
couple. They like I said, they ain't changed nothing. They made adjustments,
Two
and
pivots.
you get what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
now they win the NBA finals. So it's a it's a lot that goes to it. Like I said, this is the dope part about the podcast because everything leads into so many topics, man. It's just understanding people are in the mindset of winning right now. Ain't nobody else trying to ain't no people ain't trying to rebuild no more.
Mm-hmm.
They need the right now situation. They want to win like tomorrow type of thing. And I think that's what all of these moves because let's go back to the Dame Leonard trade. Drew Holiday did go to the Blazers, chat, but the Blazers moved him right away. So Drew Holiday has been picked up and acquired by the Boston Celtics. Granted,
That's
let's
insane.
talk about the changes that happened there. Shout out to the Six and Arena. Chat, before Drew Holiday got there, Chris Porzingis was signed to play for the Boston Celtics. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Chris Porzingis is a Boston Celtic. So not only do you still have Jaylen Brown, you have Jason Tatum, Chris Porzingis there. Now you add a guy like Drew Holiday to that basketball team because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't think Brogdon was the solution for the issue. I didn't think him going there from Indiana was needed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be cold. I'm gonna be cold. Totally honest with you. You know, Tyler is doing his thing. Hartenberg is doing his thing. Like, shout out to him because he got the window because Brogdon moved. But I didn't think that was the Celtics' solution for winning. That was just me.
Yeah.
I felt like, you know how you get a cut, you got to put a Band-Aid over it real quick. I think after the little situations that happened with Kyrie and all of this and this, they was just trying to put a Band-Aid on something real quick. They ain't think to put no ointment to try to really heal it. They was just like, we just going to cover this with a Band-Aid and figure it out.
Needed a solid option that wasn't going to have any kind of outside issues or outside drama. Like somebody that would just sit down and play basketball.
100%. 100%. So, them picking up Drew, how do you feel about that? What up, KD, man? I see you in the chat, man. You said the Celtics are our favorite for the East for sure. Okay. Way more firepower, but I think it's really about how the coaches utilizes these weapons. Makes sense. Like I said, and we've been saying that since earlier, man. This is a lot of the decisions, man, is going to be huge offensively driven. Like, Drew Holiday is a 3-and-D, though. He going to pressure you 94 feet. He want to guard the best player. He can knock down shots. He can make plays. Chat. Drew Holiday's been a hooper since. Chat, I'll tell you no lie, and y'all probably don't know this. Some of y'all Gen X that's probably in here. Y'all don't know what DVDs are. I got on DVD the All-American McDonald's game with Drew Holiday when he went off. Like, I really have it on DVD. Like, it was recorded. It was recorded, and I saw Drew Holiday go off in the McDonald's All-American game. Like, so I was a Drew fan then. I was a Drew fan before the dreads. Before the dreads. He had the low top, and he was still punching on people.
You talking about Sixers first drafted?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, him. Like some of his games was on ESPN, and he was wilding on people. Like I was watching Drew then. Like, you know what I'm saying? How like y'all can go on YouTube and watch everybody like right now. Like if you was on ESPN back then, you was like that, bro. Like if y'all don't know who if Austin Rivers was dang near the hoop mixtape GOAT back in the like.
his mixtape is tough.
You get what I'm saying? Like he was like what he said in the beginning. I'm about to go off right now. That like he really turned like if you was on TV back then, you was really like that. You know what I'm saying? Now
he's a rock star.
You get what I'm saying? Like now, you can get somebody to follow you with a camera tomorrow. Get you tag hoop mixtape 150 times. They might see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy because his development from high school on, and he's one of those guys you root for. Because like Slim said, guy that's not in the media like that, a guy that don't do nothing, he ain't really looking for the attention and stuff like that. He one of those, look, bro, I'm just coming here to hoop, go home. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, I think right now, though, him being able to get shipped to the West and come right back to the East within, 72 hours? It's going to be a situation where he's going to have some vendetta games.
Oh.
So if they match up in the playoffs, that's going to be interesting. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Listen, 100%, that Dame Drew Holiday matchup, I'm here for it, chat. We're going to go ahead and put that in here now. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But I also think that I mean to cut you off.
No, you good. Go ahead.
I think that opens up. So you saw how Jaylen Brown was typically the one between Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. They were the ones that were chasing the other team's best perimeter player.
Mm-hmm.
Now it opens up the floor for Jaylen Brown to focus more on offense because his offensive bag is limited. We can be 100% honest about that. We saw Jason Tatum take leaps and bounds, steps ahead of Jaylen Brown when it came to his offensive bag. So I think it gives Jaylen Brown a chance to focus more on his offensive game. It also gives Jason Tatum the chance to be the true number one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it gives him the option to be the true number one, and then it also helps Drew Holiday in the fact that he doesn't have to go out and score 20 a night. Like he can really pick and choose his spots, so his numbers might actually go down a little bit, but his efficiency might go up.
True.
Just being able to be in a system where he doesn't have to rely on being the number one, number two. Because think about it, when he was in Milwaukee, Middleton was always getting hurt, so Middleton was really unreliable. Giannis was somebody that really couldn't be a threat from the three-point line. Like you literally turn your back on him and let him shoot. So it's a situation where now he's in a system where he doesn't have to be the main guy, main focal point to start everything and continue to flow the offense. So it's gonna be fun to watch for sure.
100%. I agree to that. And that's once again, like I said, Chad, we lead into more topics because with the pickup of the Celtics getting Drew Holiday, Chris Porzingis, they've added firepower, but they had to get rid of some people. Point in case, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is playing for the Memphis Grizzlies now, and it's ironic because I think like the day before he was traded, he put out like a post saying he want to be a Celtic for the rest of his career. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we need to stop doing that because the same thing with Drew Holiday. That didn't age well either. Drew Holiday said, "I want to retire a buck." That didn't age well either. It's like I think y'all boys might need to hold on with that statement until you hit that trade deadline. Don't make that statement. Like let that trade deadline go by and then go ahead and say it. Chat, why is my dog next to me? I'm gonna need you to get out my face, brother. All right, the way you snuck up on me, I didn't know what you was. I didn't know if you was a wolf. I didn't know what you were just now. Chat, don't have my dog in here. He just came to show some love. Go, man. Go. Get out. Yeah, man. So let me see what you said, KD. Like I said, I see y'all in the chat, man. We just, like I said, this is the dope part about the podcast, man. We get a chance to chop it up. Good energy, good vibes. KD said the Clippers back with Chris Paul, DJ, Blake Griffin. That's funny how you just walked in and said that, KD, when this is what I was talking about earlier. You said Chris Paul with DJ, Blake Griffin was the best team on paper, but couldn't make it to the conference finals. So, yeah, I mean, we talked about that earlier when I was mentioning Chris Paul going to the Warriors. Unfortunately, injuries. And it was crazy because Chris Paul and Blake went down in the same game. Blake messed up his pinky or something like that, or Chris Paul messed up his pinky or something like that, and then Blake did something to his hamstring in the same game. And I'm like, bro, it's a real, and you know how people talk. They say all the conspiracies. Every time Chris Paul get to this point, he gonna get hurt. It's gotta happen. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want to believe it. I'm never big into that. I'm never been into the conspiracies.
Like clockwork, man.
But low key, it happened just like that. You couldn't make that up. And I'm like, bro, there's no way he got hurt, bro. So it's overall, man, with a lot of changes, you know what I'm saying? And then, talking about the Memphis Grizzlies with getting Marcus Smart, I think they got a huge piece in getting Derrick Rose, chat. They need a veteran in that locker room. Last year they had, Steven Adams. But chat, even Steven Adams wasn't a vet. Steven Adams is only 27, 28 years old, chat. You got to realize he was the oldest guy on that team, and being 27, 28, you still learning things. You're still, trying to figure things out. So I think he was a pivotal person because, obviously we know about the John Morant situation. We know he's suspended for the first 25 games because he went down the line of doing what he did the first time that he said he apologized and said he wasn't going to do again. We ain't finna sit here and dwell on that. We know what time it is. But overall, you need a person in that room like a Udonis Haslem. You need a Derrick Rose. You need a guy that's going to literally be there to say, yo, this ain't how you do it. I done been in this league long enough, and I've always rooted for Derrick Rose, because I'm going to be totally honest with you. When we go back to that conversations of injuries, Derrick Rose doesn't get hurt after that MVP year of his, we may be having a different discussion of how basketball is being played. With the explosiveness of who he is and how he was, it makes no sense. I remember I seen a post one day. Somebody was like, since John Morant want to be a gangbanger and rapper, please give Derrick Rose your knees. It got to that point. They was like, yo, if you really understand Derrick Rose, he was like that. And it's just unfortunate because once again, you can't control injuries. Can't control them at all, and it's really unfortunate. Another big move. Another big move. Washington Wizards traded Bradley Beal to the Phoenix Suns. So the three-headed monster of Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Slim. I need to hear it. I know what I said, but I need to hear it from somebody else. I know exactly what I said, but I need to hear it from somebody else. Shout out to the Five in the Arena, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up to the Off the Cup podcast.
That's a dangerous team, man. 'Cause I know how we talked about the couple additions that they got as well too. And then I really feel like that as long as KD can stay healthy, that they can come out the West.
Okay.
I just feel like it's a lot of talent on that team, From top to bottom, even looking at the bench, like surprisingly, like them picking up Bol, like I like him.
That is a
Um,
huge pick. Oh my
yeah,
goodness, that is
like
a
I like him a lot. Yeah, like
huge
I
pickup.
like him a lot, man. I like him a lot. Then that Nurkic pick, like that pickup, like being able to get a solidified big man who is not a prima donna, who doesn't really care about doesn't really care about scoring, doesn't want to be outside the paint. Like he's somebody that wants to mix it up. I like that pickup a lot. So I think they have a solid team. It's just about making sure that they can get enough time on the court together. Because I really just feel like last year it wasn't enough time for them. Um, they were out there like it was just a lot of times where you could see that they were just going back to natural ability instead of actually running sets and things like that. So I think that's gonna be a solid team. That's gonna be a scary team for sure. What
And
you think though?
the main thing is, I agree to that. I think not having time was something because you got to think about it. KD came in the middle of the season. He came in like right before that All Star break. That's like that's your anybody that plays sports. When you get a rhythm, you want to keep that. And the main thing is they could never get a rhythm. Yeah, they win 2 or 3 games in a row, but then they'll lose a 1 or 2. Then they'll win 2 or 3, and then they'll lose 1 or 2. Like it's just like shooting. Shooting is a
Hmm.
rhythm. If you hit 2 in a row, okay, now we're going to 4 in a row. Now let's go to 6 in a row. All right, I missed one. Let's start it over. It's rhythm. So as you mentioned, with the time that they had, they didn't get a full chance to run sets. They didn't get a full chance to really dive deep into what they needed to do. This off season was big for them because you got to think about it. And once again, we go back to the I word. We're gonna just call it a cuss word. Injuries. Like the flukiest thing could have happened with that man going up for a layup in pre warm up. It's crazy. You can't
Yeah.
we can't make this up. All these people out here saying the NBA is scripted. Please script how that happened. If script how that man ankle did that on an open layup during pregame warm up, something he's done for his entire career. His
Hmm.
entire career. Heck, I remember the story about Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson was playing for the Thunder, caught an elbow, had to get stitches right before the game because they were playing 1-on-1. I remember it was a real thing. So a lot of these things, chat, it's uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable. So you said exactly what it is. KD stays healthy. Devin Booker hasn't really been a conversation of injuries. I haven't really heard Devin Booker being really in the conversation of injuries. I feel like
Yeah.
I haven't really heard it. Um,
I know he has some like hamstring issues, but
mhm,
nothing like season ending type of
Gotcha.
thing. Like it's always yeah.
Right, and we know KD sat out an entire year, chat. With his injuries,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, adding Bradley Beal, and I'm on the fence with that one. Reason being, it goes back to what you said earlier with Braun and Westbrook and them. It's only one ball. It's only
Hmm.
one ball. Who's gonna be willing to take that, step back to say, okay, I'm gonna let him rock out. I'm gonna let him hoop. Because Bradley Beal said it in the press conference. This is Book's team. He didn't come in with that head of, oh nah, we finna, do this. He said straight up, yo, this Book team. I'm here to just, help them out and hoop. And I just think personally, with Book, KD, being a part of that team, and now with that 3-team trade with Damian Leonard, getting Nurkic was a huge deal because you had a guy like DeAndre Ayton who really was looking for the ball. And y'all give me 1 second, because my dog really want to lay right on my leg right now. But you picked the right time, brother. Okay, you know what? Go, get out. Go in there with your little brother, man. All right, go in there, go, get, yeah, go in there with your little brother. You werewolf, Lord. Chad, I got an American staff. He's like the cousin of a pit bull. So when you look at him, he looks a little intimidating, but he's extremely friendly. But anyways, I just think it's not enough basketball to go around, personally. Um, but it can work. They get a rhythm. KD's there now. It's not like he's coming in at a certain part of the season. He's coming in the beginning. Bradley Beal's coming in the beginning. Like all of these trades and acquires for these teams, Chet, happen before season. You know, that goes to the. I mean, it happened some time ago. We already had a season of it, but the Kyrie deal with him going to the Mavericks. I was shocked on that one because once again, just like how Milwaukee popped up out for Dame Leonard, didn't know Dallas was in conversations of getting Kyrie. I didn't know that was a thing. They gave up Brunson and he went to the New York Knicks. I I don't know. I don't. How did you feel about that trade for Kyrie going to the Mavericks?
Uh, I feel like it's good for Kyrie. As far as him going there, I definitely was surprised that he went. Decided to go to the Dallas Mavericks. But Mark Cuban has always been a phenomenal owner and GM, right? Like he makes a lot of like big executive decisions that sets his teams up for success. So him being able to get Kyrie and Kyrie being able to go there and playing alongside somebody that um, is as talented as Luca, I think it's a good decision for him. Especially it's in an area where um, he's kind of away from home because Kyrie is a Jersey kid, so he's away from home. He doesn't have like that family distraction. He's able to just literally get in the gym and hoop, kind of like how he was when he was in Cleveland when he first got there, first came into the league. So I think it's gonna be fun to see how they develop,
Right.
for sure.
And I think another acquired, like he got acquired once again, middle of the season. Everybody wanted to work right away. Like
Hmm.
it didn't work right away when LeBron came to the Heat chat. People don't talk about that enough. It didn't work.
Hmm.
First season, Dirk got him up out of there. Dirk cemented himself in the Hall of Fame. You know, like overall, and I think you said it earlier, Slim. A lot of teams when they get into those positions, they play strictly off talent. They get
Hmm.
away from the sets. They get away from what they work on. Because you gotta think about it. You got a guy, and you gotta realize that there's a difference between people who play basketball, and there's a difference between people that hoop. Like I really need y'all to hear what I just said. People can play basketball, but
People don't get it.
but people don't understand. There's a difference between being a basketball player and being a hooper.
Hmm.
KD's a hooper. Like you put KD on any environment on any team, you're gonna win games.
Hmm.
Okay, but you got other people who have to play in a system. Like you gotta realize, 12 seconds with the shot clock running down, KD should have the basketball in his hand. Period. Because he's gonna go get a bucket. You know, Luka's the same way. Devin Booker's the same way. Bradley Washington Wizard, Bradley Beal, same way. Like, there's a huge difference of understanding people who just know the game because of playing it, but understand people play off of just natural instinct. You know, and then overall, some teams haven't had that. They really haven't had somebody to do that. So now you fast forward, and I said what I said earlier about this is the era of the super teams because in a perfect world, how does Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD end up on the same team? Like you put that together on 2K. Like you go to fantasy and
Exactly.
you kind of play around on you know on my team or something like that and get them like that. Like you don't see that happen in the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a lot of things that are changing, you know, and I think personally, and I'm gonna ask Slim and I'm gonna put him on the spot. Eastern Conference, Western Conference, give it to me right now. Who you got coming out the East? I need the Eastern Conference Finals right now. I'm putting them on the spot chat because this is my thing. It's so unpredictable. It's truly unpredictable. But I gotta know. I gotta know who you got on the East. I need two teams out of the East. And
Eastern
granted,
Conference.
mind you, chat. Slim is a Philly fan. He's a Sixers fan. He's locked in.
Oh man.
He's locked
Yeah.
in. So I need to know.
Oh man. I'll be honest. Miami to me did not get better, so I don't think Miami is going to be there.
Let's talk about it. KD, I
Um,
know you in here. I'm sorry. But go ahead.
yeah, I didn't. I feel like Miami fumbled the bag and not getting Damian Lillard, so they really didn't get better. So I think they're not going to be there. Even though I'm a hometown Philly fan, I don't think Philly's going to be there. Philly didn't get better, and we still got to figure out what we're going to do with James Harden. But there's no big chips on the board right now to really go after for James Harden. So um, I think Philly's not going to be there. I really think it might be Boston and Milwaukee for real. If Middleton can stay healthy, um, I think that would be the Eastern Conference Finals. And then in the West, oh man, it's tough. I like I like Marcus Smart going to Memphis. That gives them more offense. Somebody that can actually get up and down the floor and play defense. Um, you can never count out Golden State, especially a healthy Golden State. Um, man, it's tough. Can't count out LeBron ever, right?
Ever. He's
You
like the
can't.
Tom Brady. He's like you can't leave no time on the clock with Tom Brady. LeBron's that in
Yeah,
the league. Like you
yeah,
can't always take the ball because it's for us to. You know what? We ain't gonna dive into it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
man. I'm trying
It's
to just run
tough.
down the
It's
West. Like it's
tough.
tough. Yeah.
It's tough.
Who
Sacramento
else?
did well last year. They did
Yeah,
well.
Sacktown is definitely gonna be dangerous. Man, who else? Denver. They didn't lose anybody. Like
No.
we was talking about that earlier too. Like they didn't lose anybody. And Jamal Murray was only what, a year removed from messing his knee up,
Yep.
a
The
year and a half
only
removed,
person
and
that
won a
went and
chip.
got one only person that went and got a bag was Bruce Brown, and he went to India. He went to the Pacers. That's
And
the only.
he wasn't a big enough piece that they'll miss him, especially if MPJ can stay healthy. Like
Listen,
he had
Mister
some
Let It
back
Fly.
trouble.
I was just about to say
Yeah,
it.
like if he could stay healthy,
Mister
right?
Let It Fly.
KC, like they had MPJ, like Michael Porter Jr. that came in, and he finally was on the court and played his role. You got KCP, who is Mister Prime Time. He
Sure.
stepped up to the plate, and he was able to knock shots down
Big time
consistently when
shots.
they needed it.
Big time shots.
So Denver's going to be there in the race too. Then you got the Clippers, like we was talking about earlier. Like the Clippers can be a problem if Kawhi can actually play, right? Um, Man, it's gonna be fun to watch this year. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But then Phoenix, like we was talking about Phoenix, like Phoenix has a lot of pieces that people don't really realize. Like Eric Gordon is somebody that is a sleeper. He's a game changer.
Man,
Like we was
they
talking about
don't hear
Grayson
you.
Allen being a
They don't
starter.
hear you.
Yeah, like,
They don't hear you.
man. Then I forgot to add when I was talking about the Celtics on the East Coast, I found out they got your boy from Miami, the shooter, uh
They got
Duncan
Duncan
Robinson.
Robinson. I didn't see that.
I
Oh,
didn't know that either. Like, it's just
you just said some news.
yeah.
Y'all heard it
Like
live. I didn't
I
know.
don't know
'Cause
how true it is.
I
Yeah, I
knew
don't know how
that I
true it
knew they
is.
was moving because they moved Max
Yeah,
Strus to the Clippers.
he
I mean,
went
I'm
to he
to
went to
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
To
I forgot
Cleveland.
about them too in the
Yeah,
East.
I knew
Yeah,
about him because I was leading up to that Donovan Mitchell situation because mind you, like I said, that happened. But with Donovan Mitchell even going to, and that fast forwards to that conversation of with Miami, a lot of people are saying Miami dropped the bag because you had Dame that was supposed to go there. You had Donovan Mitchell that was quote unquote supposed to go there.
hmm
There was like two other people that had KD had Miami on his list. Before he signed with Phoenix. I think it was one more person, but they're saying pretty much they got nobody. And you fast forward to y'all already know how Jimmy Butler is. He gonna say what he want, say it how he want to say it. He can care less. And that boy went straight to the ANBA. Y'all need to tell the Milwaukee Bucks they tampering.
Hey
Like
man.
y'all gotta realize, right? The internet. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, chat. The internet is 100% undefeated. Y'all gotta realize these people went so far back to a conversation of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in a hallway at All-Star game. And the man said they got they cleared the video to where you could hear the man say they got two max player spot. Like the internet is undefeated. Nothing can go undone, nothing can go unseen. And it's to the point of I guess that's what the league is doing with this whole tampering thing and doing this, doing that. It's just a process of realizing the NBA is going to evolve every single year. They're trying to
hmm
make changes. They're doing stuff. Chat, they got this whole in-season tournament thing now. That's a whole other thing. They're trying to make guys want to play basketball to the point where they're giving money incentives for winning this in-season tournament. A lot of people are trying to figure out what does it really mean. Now they just put out a report about this whole load management thing. Chat. Greg Popovich was doing load management before it was a word. I hope y'all realize that.
Man, was he?
They put a name to it, but he was doing that before it became a word. With Tim Duncan, with Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, this man was taking fines because he was winning. He wanted to win championships. He was like, listen, we're going to put some money to the side because we know they finna fine us because we finna go win this championship right here. And to the point where, and I'm going to be honest with you, and Slim can tell me if I'm wrong, a lot of things don't change until enough people complain.
Oh, yeah, facts.
We gonna even speak it in the 2K sense. They making all these patches. Look, we gonna be here for a whole other hour if we get into these patches that they don't put because why? Chat, people are complaining. So somebody complained, and let me backtrack because I do get it. People spend their money to go watch these NBA games. Don't really have money like that. If I pay money to go see Kobe, or I pay money to go see Bron, I don't want to see Bron in his jumpsuit sitting down. I get it. I totally understand that. But in the same reality, these coaches' jobs depend on them winning. That's the part that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about that part. Like middle school, it's fun. High school, that man's job or that woman's job depends on them winning. College, 100%, their job depends on winning. The league, 100%, their job depends on. We just said it earlier, chat. And I don't know if we said this online or if we was talking about offline. No, we said it online. Doc Rivers got the boot. Chat, Doc Rivers has won championships.
Man.
The dude from the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't want to say his name wrong, he won a championship and got the boot.
Budenhauser.
There you go.
Like Budenhauser?
Like, it's a business at the end of the day. Chat, I could tell y'all some stories about a story about me with playing basketball overseas, how much of a business it is. Because overall, the main thing is winning masses everything. Period. Once again, with all those internal problems that was going on in Phoenix, we wouldn't have known until the media brought it to the forefront because they made it to the finals, bro. They made it. Like, you can say all of this, all of that. They didn't win it. I get it. They lost to Milwaukee. I get it. But we wouldn't know all of them problems because there was probably more internal things going on. But it was masked because they was winning. Winning solves a lot. Or, let me say that again. Winning covers up a lot. Because there's plenty of locker rooms that go through issues, but people don't talk about them because they winning. There's coaches arguing with GMs, but it don't get brought to light because why? They winning. But as soon as it don't go the way they want it to go, oh, he did this, he brought this to the light, this and that. And I'm going to go off topic. Whoever released, and like I said, this is all opinion based. Whoever released that video of the whole Jordan Poole, Draymond situation was wrong. Because this is why I'm going to say this. Chat. We done had fights at my college practice. They done went down. And it's all in-house. Like, two dudes, like you got to realize, two grown men, that we going to call a spade, two grown men, done been playing basketball. One probably got hit with an elbow. One probably was having a bad day. They squabbled. That was it after that. Well, of course, as teammates, we go break it up and stop it and all of that, but it's reality of the competitive nature of a sport. Now, it's starting to come out, the news, and this is the outside part of basketball, that I guess the statement that Draymond or Jordan Poole said to Draymond was that he's an expensive book bag for 30. I don't know if you heard the statement, Slim. That's what apparently what was said. You're an expensive book bag for 30. Pretty much implying like, hey, you just here to carry Steph Curry around. You ain't here really to do much. You just here Because Steph Curry just
Yeah.
needs somebody to pretty. AKA, when I read and heard that, all I heard was, you just a shooting machine for Steph Curry. You just grab boards and pass him the ball, bro. You, you, you don't do nothing else.
Yeah,
My,
that's a yeah. Well,
that's crazy. Like
yeah.
that's tough. Like that's tough. Like I said, granted,
I mean, he's
you.
not wrong. No, 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 no. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
No, listen,
Uh,
listen, listen. This is the thing, right? Because you got guys like Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, they got their podcast, and you understand the era they played in. Social
yeah,
media wasn't really a crazy thing. If we thought that Draymond Jordan Poole situation was something, I know for a fact back in the day, man, the NBA would probably be like diminished if we really found out what was happening about it. I think Gilbert, like I said,
yeah,
I think I'm all over the place right now. But when Gilbert Arenas said in his podcast that one of the dudes he was guarding, a, a bag of crack fell out his sock, like he said, he said the dude he was guarding, chat. He said, I can't make this up. He said a bag of crack fell out of the dude he was guarding socks. He said it wasn't in his book bag. It wasn't in the. He said it was in his sock. We can't make this up,
yeah,
Jack. We
yeah.
can't make.
That's wild.
We can't
That's
make
wild.
this up, bro. So if that happened live game, you could only imagine what was happening at the practice facility.
Man, didn't was it Jarvis Crittenton and all them? Wasn't they bringing guns and everything in the locker room for the Wizards? That
That's a whole nother scenario.
yeah,
We
you
ain't
know
even.
where?
That's why
Yeah,
even when this whole situation with John Morant went down, it was like, bro, for real. Granted, of course,
yeah,
his PR team, everybody he's with, they went to go cover it up real quick to show that it was a lighter and this and that. But the damage was done because you got to realize you went into the commissioner's office and said, hey, I learned my lesson. I'm wrong. I'm not going to do it again. And then, you know what I'm saying? So it's
so
like,
I
go ahead. I want to hear this because look, we've talked about this. It got to the point
yeah.
where I was like, yo, I'm done talking about bruh. Bruh gonna learn his lesson the hard way, and it is what it is. And they did the whole 25 games, but I'm willing to indulge in hearing your perspective of it.
So my only question would be, what did he really do wrong? Right?
Okay.
Like I know based off of like public persona and things like that, like I get it. But thinking of where that man is, right? He's in Memphis, Tennessee, right? We know
Mm-hmm.
that's one of like we know that's one of they get to it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, for a fact.
So if he has to protect himself, like end of the day, we always consider athletes as being set apart from humanity, right? And I think that's one of the worst things we could possibly can do. Because end of the day, they are men, they're fathers, they're brothers, like they're providers, they are human beings at the end of the day. So he has the right to be able to protect himself.
True.
Like he has the right to be able to use his social media as he sees fit,
True.
especially if it was established before he even got to the NBA. So him going on his social media, yes, is it stupid? Yes, I can 100% agree. Like it's dumb to be able to brandish a weapon, dancing around, do whatever you're doing. But he didn't go out and actually try to shoot anybody. He didn't go out and point it at anybody, cause any kind of trouble. It literally was on his man's social media. So, hey, bro, just be mindful of what you do.
Sure. Sure.
Like I don't understand like going out and suspending the men, and you got people that are in the league that are doing way worse, right? Like
We could really be here all day about that because
yeah,
that's a whole nother can of worms. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? My my conversation on it was he did it the first time in
hmm
the club and stuff like that. They gave him the 8 games. They said he went to the facility, whatever. They said it was in Florida. First of all, when they said it was in Florida, I knew them niggas was lying because they didn't even name the city. I knew what time it was. I already knew it. I already knew the green light, and I don't mean to say the N word, but I knew what time it was because I already knew what game it was. It was one of those. We need to cover this up so it's not as bad as because you gotta understand. Memphis suspended him first. They went ahead and said, "Hey, we gonna go ahead and do it," because they didn't want the league to give him, as most people say, they didn't want him to lay the hammer. Pause. Legendary. They didn't want him to.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was wow.
That was spicy.
We're not gonna do that again. We're gonna edit that part out. I don't even know how to edit like that, chat. But we're gonna make sure we move.
We gotta figure that one out.
We gonna figure that one out. That was never said. Legendary. But see, chat. Please don't go watch the Is What It Is podcast because they so childish. I feel like they gonna be 80 and still doing it.
Oh yeah, they gotta be.
They gonna be 80. I think, bro. Let me stay on topic because see, we gonna get into a whole nother bag. But overall, the part I was mad at was, I wouldn't even say mad, but I just kind of shook my head. I was like, yo, did it the first time. Gave you the couple of games. Cool. You went into the man's office, told him you weren't gonna do it again. This and that. I'm a big believer of, I'm going to stand on your word on what you tell me. That's where I was. No, it is not against the law to do what you want with your firearms and things of that nature because they are allowed in certain states and you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. Hence, the main thing everybody did was they was like, y'all telling him or suspending him, but you got the I believe it was the mayor or something like that had a picture of him, his wife, and his 2 children holding AKs, like it's standing in front of it. Like, so I get it because once again, it's hence, chat. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's why I like being overseas. I'm against the whole firearms thing. That's just I'm gonna give y'all my perspective on it. Owning a firearm is like owning a CPR card. I'm gonna say this again. Owning a firearm is like owning a CPR card. Nobody wakes up wanting to do CPR. If you have to be in a situation to do CPR, it probably might be one of the most nerve-wracking things you have to go through. So I look at owning a firearm like owning or being CPR certified. Nobody wakes up to want to do that. Nobody wakes up to want to using a firearm. So people have it because it's for your protection. People are CPR certified to help save someone's life. But nobody wakes up wanting to do CPR. So my logic and my the way I feel about it is totally different about people. With people who own it. That's your thing, do your thing. As everybody's gonna protect their family, I'm gonna definitely protect mine. But my thing is, it's not my cup of tea. Like when I was over in Germany, chat, I don't think y'all understand. The police officers there got an AK on their chest. It is illegal for you to own a firearm over there. Type of thing. Like, it's illegal to have these things. You know? So, overall, realizing how we live, and it's, you know, like you said, brandishing, it's in your music videos, it's in this, it's in that. People flexing it here and there. They ain't doing it over there. They're not. So, no, he quote unquote wasn't doing anything wrong, but you don't go man to man and tell somebody, hey, I ain't gonna do that again, and then you do it. That's where I was mad. That's where I was like, all right, he deserves to get what he get because you pretty much went in there two-faced it. You said one thing and then you backdoored him. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I definitely can agree with that.
That was my only thing about it because it was like, bro, you just told the whole. Listen, it ain't like you told your GM, bro. You told the man that run the league, like, yo, I messed up. I'm not gonna do it again. I take accountability and responsibility for what I did. I won't do it again. And then you do it again. That's why when I seen it pop up in my phone, I thought it was a joke. But then I read in my notification it said ESPN. I was like, oh no, this is a real thing. And I'm like, all right, you already was getting, you know, talked about because you really ain't, quote unquote. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, they said he went to Florida. I think bro stayed at his house, and they just said he went there, and he just chilled and he stayed out the way.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know I don't even think he left Memphis. I'm gonna keep it a bug with you. I don't even think he left. I think he stayed at the crib. They said he went to Florida just because the PR team had to kind of this and that,
Gotta
and
paint a picture.
right. So I don't even think he even left. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing about it is overall, reality speaks of John Moran is a household name. You got a lot. You got to realize Justin Jeffries in the NFL, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. First touchdown he gets in the league. What is he doing? The gritty. Fast forward to John Morant after every game when they win. What he doing? The gritty. These kids are mimicking you guys. So yes, live the life you want to live, but realize, and I say this to everybody, there's somebody watching you. You may not think it. It ain't being brought up to you, but there's somebody watching it. Kids ain't out here buying no John Morant jersey for no reason. Kids, I've watched a 4-year-old gritty after a layup. Like, that's how serious this thing is and how much of an influence. A 4-year-old he made one layup and did the gritty. I said, we ain't done. That's just one layup. You got 4 more. He did the gritty right after, and I'm like, John Morant, there it is.
That's funny.
Like it's where we at. Chad, I don't watch people at LA Fitness try to dunk a ball that can't dunk. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because y'all gotta realize, and I've said this about basketball, the game is gonna follow who the head is. So when Braun was the head of the league, Chad, what was everybody trying to do? Everybody's trying to get bouncy. Everybody's trying to dunk this, trying to dunk that with authority, trying to pull the rim down. Steph Curry came in the league. I don't watch guys shoot from half court and don't even work on it, and I don't understand it. Like, bro, you don't work on that. Why are you shooting that? Steph is shooting 1,000 of them. Steph has the right to shoot that. Dame Leonard, they shooting 1,000 of them. They got the right to shoot that. You walk in LA Fitness 3 minutes after you just got off the bench press and thank you from the pool, from the white line, like you like that. The game follows who's the head. James Harden. People don't even work on the stuff. Don't even work on it.
Yeah.
Euro, like, granted, the first person we really saw do a Euro was Manu Ginobili. And then it fell in D Wade's hand. And then it fell in James Harden's game. Because you got to realize, you can manipulate offense. You can't manipulate defense. I can take 2 steps any direction I want to go. Like, and anybody that's watched me hoop, anybody see me play, everybody talks about my step back. Like, yo, how do you create so much space? Well, I'm taking 2 steps. It's just not the direction you thought I was going. I get 2 steps when I can pick the ball up. Now, I don't know if I'm going to find his page today, but that MWD dude, and Slim, I'm going to send you, bro, video. He be doing the hops.
No.
You know exactly.
So fun fact though, like that's my dog, that's my homie.
I got
his name. Yeah, so that's literally like my dog. So some of his his earlier videos, I was in a couple of them,
sure,
like just helping out, and then I helped like record a couple of them too.
So
yeah, that's my dog, like literally on speed dial. Like I hit him up.
That's crazy because some of them I'll be like, is that allowed? Like, I really have to sit back because it was what he did. He stepped off the pivot, did a spin in the air, landed on the other, and I'm like, hold up. But he broke it down to where in FIBA rules, and I think it might have been the league rule, I got to look back at that move specifically, it's a legal move because, like I said, once again, you can manipulate offense. You can't manipulate defense. Defense is going to be the same way every single time. You either going to slide your feet, you're going to run, you're going to steal, you're going to block. That's it. Basketball offensively, you can sidestep, you can Euro, you can spin move off the pivot. Hell, Penny Hardaway was Harden before Harden. I don't think I understand how tough that spin move is, chat. To spin and then pull back. I think it was a girl in the WNBA, she just did it the other day. I ain't seen it since Penny did it. And I was like, so there's so many ways with the game of basketball that you can manipulate it offensively. I'm like, okay, well, these guys are doing it at the pro level. My boy, you at LA Fitness just got off the bench press 3 minutes ago. That don't mean you can just do it right away. I'm trying to win this game. Like, I'm a competitor before anything. Like, I'm trying to, like, chat, I don't want to lose Uno. And we know how Uno get.
Uno get real.
It could be a real quiet ride to the crib on that. If you hit me with that draw 4, somebody might be walking. Or somebody sleeping on the couch, because the first thing I'm gonna say is, "Oh word." If you hear that "oh word," it's over. Don't say nothing to me. As soon as I see that skip or that draw 4, I'm gonna say "oh word." Our relationship might be different when I walk away from that table. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch Uno break up relationships and family members. Like, I've watched somebody, like, that is a real thing. So I say that because of reality of understanding that the game is going to continue to evolve. Like, and I want Slim to give his opinion on it. A lot of people dislike Giannis's game because literally what James Harden said in the report one day, all he's doing is going to the basket, running and dunking. Well, hold on. You can't make that man feel bad for the height and strength he was God given. Because we could easily say with James Harden, well, 40% of your points came from the free throw line. There was a span, chat. James Harden led the league in free throw attempts 3 years in a row. Nobody talks about that, though. We talk about the step backs. Oh, he dropped Ricky Rubio off. He touched the earth. He made Wesley Johnson, which was crazy. The way he made Wesley Johnson fall, I got to.
That was his last day in the league.
And the crazy part is that was an exit moment, which is wow. But as he says, all he's doing is running to the basket and dunking. Well, brother man, 40% of your points came from you just selling the foul. You led the league in free throw attempts as a guard. If you're playing basketball, the person that should be getting fouled the most is the big. Like, because he's grabbing boards, trying to go up, finish through like, that should be the person on the line. But you're the guard leading the NBA. 400 other players in free throw attempts. So do we say, well, yeah, all Giannis can do is run and dunk? Huh? I wish I was 6'10", Giannis size. I'd run and dunk too. Easy.
Yeah.
How do we blame him for that?
I don't think you can blame him for being 6'10" and being able to run and
his
dunk.
name is the Greek freak. He's a freak of nature. Like, the man is. Yeah. I've watched the man take 3 dribbles down the court, Slim, and punch on 2 people. Like,
yeah. I don't think you can, like I said, I don't think you can blame him or try to knock him for that. But you can't say, I've seen some reports on where people say, like, oh, he's so talented and so skilled. Like, skill and talent, like, that's completely different than what
100%. 100%.
Like, so to say that he, like, so what James Harden said, like, it takes no skill to do that. Like, I have to agree with him. Like, I mean, I played with some 7-footers that, like, bro, you 7 foot, like, you in here dunking and trying to hang on the rim and swinging and doing all that crazy stuff. Like, bro, like, you supposed to do that.
Sure.
Like, that's you 7 foot, you right there. Like, so I get it on that side, but at the other end, like, nah, Giannis he's a problem, because it's like, if he can run through you to get to the basket, you got to figure out a way to stop it. That's when people started walling up on him. So.
And I've noticed that because I think there was a play, and I think Blake Griffin was guarding him, where he literally made 3 or 4 moves at the free throw line and couldn't go nowhere. And I'm like, okay. If you, like you said, you wall up in front of him, make him a jump shooter. And that's what's scary, right? Because I don't know who said this. They said if Giannis gets a consistent jumper, he'll be a better player than Kevin Durant. I remember that was said, and I was like,
that's disrespectful.
The Slim Reaper, I said, y'all need to realize the man
50, 40, 90, like,
what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Like, what? There's no conversation. Like,
so I'm like, jump shot or not, do y'all what he said in that interview? I'm Kevin Durant. Like, it's, once again, let's go back to what I said. There's a difference between basketball players and the difference between hoopers.
I need to figure out how they get on that platform. I
I
need that.
I need I need that energy because
Yeah.
my thing is I think the cups they drinking ain't coffee because ain't no way they saying that with a straight
Man,
face. With a
there's no
straight
way.
face. With a
Yeah,
straight
there's no
face.
way.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do chat, listen. I told you we only do the podcast for hours of change, but this is the dope part about the Off the Cup podcast, man. We've been chopping it up an hour and 30, hour and 24 minutes. It don't even seem like that. Like I think Slim is in the same boat I'm in, man, where just like I said, genuine conversation, especially genuine conversation about hooping. Man, we'll probably be here to tomorrow, 8 a.m. probably. You know what I'm saying? But
Man, I
but
ain't got nothing to do.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, and look, I got the day off. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it. I ended up getting the day off tomorrow, so that's why it worked out. Everything played out. I got a chance, like I said, to hoop today. Got a chance to do the podcast with Slim, man, and I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Big shout outs to Slim, for pulling up AllCitySlim because once again, man, this man could have been doing something different with his time, man. He chose to be in here with us, as I grow as a content creator, as I grow as a streamer, you know what I'm saying, with y'all pulling up. I'm not a big numbers guy. I saw 6 of y'all in here. I don't care if it was one person in here. My thing is at the end of the day, this could be helping somebody's night. This could be helping somebody's situation. So I'm gonna continue to say it, Slim. I truly appreciate it. I wanna go ahead because I know we talked all basketball. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna have other windows to talk about other sports like that. But I want to get into the next segment, where we sit here and we become the ultimate internet referees. I like I said, I left my whistle. I left my whistle, but I got some things we got to talk about because I've been seeing some bad basketball. I'm not gonna cap you down. You tell me if I'm wrong. I can't watch bad basketball. Like when people come to my gym and stuff like that, and they come out here traveling and walking and kids and this and that, I would literally walk out of my office and say, "Hey, yo, y'all either gonna play the right way or y'all gonna get out. Y'all can go play outside on the outside courts. Y'all not gonna play it that way here." Because my first
Mhm.
thing is that you gotta respect the game, chat. The game has been too good to me. I know the game has been good to Slim. Because like I said, he has pro experience. But overall, you can't disrespect the game of basketball, man. Like when I be seeing people hooping Crocs and all of that, I just, like it annoys me. It is like it annoys me. It annoys me because my thing is there's no respect to the game. Like there's no respect to the game. Point blank period. And the game of basketball has really done some things in my life that I won't allow people around me to disrespect it. So to the point of I'm like, nah, hey yo, if y'all three gonna play, y'all ain't gonna be doing all that traveling and stuff. I'll be quick to say, all right, look, y'all can play two ball, y'all can split sides, y'all can shoot, but y'all
Mhm.
not finna sit here and bro double dribble travel. Not while I'm over here, bro. Nope, you're not gonna do it. Like I said, Chad, I've been blessed with the opportunity to travel the world with playing the game of basketball. I've been able to go to college playing the game of basketball. Like it's done so much for me that all the knowledge of even what I'm doing, working with kids in the grade school level, working with pros, it's like breathing, like like point blank period. Chat. All of my projects from elementary up, I tried to find a way to make it about basketball. Like I'm talking about even in high school, I tried to find the anatomy of a basketball being made. Like I was to that point. Like it was a part of every single thing I was doing, and it's just like seeing anything you love being disrespected. You ain't gonna tolerate it. Period. And that's how I am with the game of basketball. If you gonna be around me in the game of basketball, if it get to that point it's that bad, I promise you I will just walk out. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and watch this bad basketball. And I've seen it countless times in my gym. I seen guys come play basketball, shoot the ball behind their head. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go sit in my office, man. Don't even worry about it. I ain't even finna. I'm not finna let that ruin my day. And I was be like, yeah, I don't get it. But we're gonna get into our next segment. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, but I'm gonna share my screen with Slim. Um, well, like I said, we become internet refs, chat. And I'm gonna change my shirt because I got my referee shirt right here. I'm locked in. I ain't got my whistle, but I got my shirt. All right, you know what I'm saying. I don't work for Foot Locker, but I got a shirt. But we gonna lock in and we gonna look at some of these plays because it's some things I gotta chop it up. At the first one, chat. The first one we gonna look at it. I'm gonna switch the scenes here to the watch vibes. Is this play from Patrick Beverley? And like I said, I'm going to share it on my side, and then I'm going to share it with Slim. So, it's not the full play, but it's the understanding of how things go. Now, and hold on. I'm like I told y'all, I'm going to change my shirt real quick. We're going to do this the right way. I got the calls. Y'all, like I said, chat, y'all lucky my son just went to sleep. I'd have had my whistle, too. But I said, all right, I ain't going to do that because it's about time for his bedtime. And if he up, I ain't playing no 2K, no nothing. Yeah, all of that cease, okay, when he up. So, let me move this over here real quick. Y'all think I'm playing, all right? Let me call him Ref Biz in the building, all right? There it is. There it is right there, all right? Bang, there it is. I got my zebra stripes on. Let's talk about it. All right, so this is the play right here, okay? I think I got it on IG. All right, so this is the play right here, and I'm a talk. Can you see it, Slim? You can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see it.
So I ain't got no sound, chat, because I ain't feel like doing all of that with the sound and stuff. But Patrick Beverley called carry. I'm gonna pause it right here. Okay, he called carry and pickup. Mind you, chat. Hoopers know playing pickup ain't no referees. We just out. Not Slim. Tell me if I'm crazy, right?
I mean, as long as it ain't nothing too wild.
But not even that though, right? Not even that. This is my statement with pickup, right? Pickup basketball. You can get 10 random guys to walk into a gym, not know anybody, not know a thing about each other. They will organize a game. We'd have a point match. We'd have fouls being called. And we'd have solid plan. Why can't the government run like a pickup basketball game?
Oh man, we ain't got that kind of time, bro.
Like, if we can run the gun. Don't worry about it. We're gonna leave that for another topic because I ain't a political guy. But I'm just saying, for 10 guys that don't know each other to be able to come into a gym, pick teams, have a point max, call fouls, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave that at that. But so this is the play. This is the play right here. So let's check it out. I'm gonna go back. Hold on. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's gonna let me look at the play right here.
Oh man, that's wild.
That's wild. So I'm gonna pause it. Hold on. That's wild enough to call because this is what I'm gonna say. Y'all can see my comment. I put a comment right there. I said, cause according to Pat, he said it was a tie game. He said he was looking for a call to make because he's just, at any hooper, like you look for the slightest little thing to get that edge. That's just what it is, right? He said he called it because it was a tie game. Now, Slim, I'm gonna ask you this question as a hooper. If the score was 0-0, would you still have called it?
Yeah, I gotta call that, man. That's one of the situations where like that's not. So that's how you were talking about you don't want somebody to disrespect the game. Something like that. Like that's not him dribbling normal. Like that's literally like you stop and palm the ball. Like that. Like that's bad. Like yeah, everybody does the little hop carry and like the push cross carry, stuff like that. That's one of the things.
Because that push cross, it gets shaky. That push cross, if you don't get that hand on top quick, it looks like you took the ball and you palmed it. So granted, I say that because even in my comment, it's a tie game. Now, as I look at it in slow-mo, that is wild. I'm not going to lie.
Look at it in slow motion.
I look at it, I saw it live, but even in my comment, I said it's a tie game because you got to think about it in pickup. When somebody argues a call, you just need one person to agree with you and walk the other way because that's what happens. What happens is guys will take the ball, put it under their foot and say, I ain't going away, ball here, this and that. But if you get people to start walking, that play might be you might have lost that situation. It could be completely the wrong call, but if you get one or two guys walking,
Ooh, yeah. I
but
feel
this
like
my thing. I said it. I said if it was 0-0,
yeah.
I wouldn't have. I would, but the fact that it was a tie game, oh nah, we shooting for that. I'm one of them. Nah, we shooting for that. I would've-
So I mean, if it's one of those situations where it's like that's gonna be the standard for the game, I respect it. I put it that way. Because
okay,
like I want to go and play a game where it's like if somebody go up and you blatantly hear the smack, right? They giving people the rock or they calling
sure.
foul. Like I'm like, yo, I want to keep that same energy the
And
whole game. That's
that's
what I
how it
want.
should be because
Yeah.
but when guys get the when they get the 11-11 game going to 12, all of a sudden they want to throw that protocol out of the window. No, that same foul you gave me when it was 3-2, I need that same foul given to me when it's 11-11. Don't let it get to a close game and then all of a sudden now the cat got your tongue and you don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Remember that weird commercial where they talking about like integrity of the dudes like
I
I
know
touched the ball
exactly.
last.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen.
I'm one of those guys though. Like I grew up
Uh huh.
I grew up playing with older dudes. I grew up playing with my pops and like my uncles and like his and my dad's homies like beating me up stuff like that. So I've been used to like not having fouls given to me stuff like that. So I got used to stuff like that. But
Sure.
if I hit somebody like I'm like yo it's your rock like I hit you one of the type of things like oh yeah like I tipped the ball like because it's like I want that same kind of respect because
Sure.
it's like we talking about before as far as like your word means more than anything. So like, yeah, my actions come out in the court when I'm playing. I might get heated. I might act like KG every once in a while, something like that. But if I
KG
hit
is
you,
crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
yeah,
Listen, I ain't gonna cap you down, and we gonna listen. We gonna go back to the guests. I need to see you to understand this. If you out here taking the cup and you hitting yourself with the water,
oh no, I ain't doing all that. No. I'm talking about this is fact is
no,
like I can get
no,
intense.
no. I
Like
wish, I wish. I look as the game
yeah,
should, but when I seen him, when
oh
everybody
yeah,
looked at him when he did that, because I was like, oh, he gonna drink this water. My boy threw the whole cut. Ray Allen looked at him, the assistant coach. They was like, hey yo. He is
yeah.
on another level. But I agree. I agree. I ain't gonna cap though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hitting you with that. Hey, we gotta shoot for that. If it's game point, we gotta shoot for that. Pat. Shout out to Patrick Bev and Rome for the Pat Bev pod. You know what I'm saying? Dope energy, man. I watch y'all boys. You know, it kind of motivated me to start my own podcast. But Pat, we shooting for that, bro. Nah, not for tie game. You
Something
ain't
that blatant, you shooting
that.
for it?
I'm
Something that
shooting for
blatant?
that. Look. It was a call of the day. That was one of them situations. It was definitely a call of the day. Listen, I gotta go clip it so I can send it to the group because that boy said he ain't traveled. I got some questions. I wish I could pull that up. My laptop might blow up, but it's it's
Yeah.
we're very limited over here until we grow. We go get that though. We on the way. We on the way. All right. So we got this one on TikTok, and this is a solid one. I like this one. Uh, Overall, I think personally, it's a great move. But I think this is for the people that don't know basketball. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then let me share it on this side. Hold on. There it is. Bam. All right. So check. We got T Jazz. Y'all don't know who T Jazz is. He's a dude that does these crazy, ridiculous like layup packages. I'm talking about he's throwing them from like stadium arenas everywhere. So this was the move he made, chat, and the guy argued it. He called travel. Um,
Mm.
let's go back. I wish they could slow it down, but I'm looking at that left foot. Let me see if they slow it down.
So I mean,
I,
it's a
I,
step through.
it
So
100% is a step through.
but it, you
I'm
can't so you can't do that in like breaking down the rules like so you have NBA, FIBA, you got high school and like NCAA rules. There are certain things you can do on certain levels. So this being pickup, letting that rock, like that's a clean step through. But like if we in high school or you playing like FIBA Well, FIBA you can do different things like that. You can smack the ball off the rim,
Mm-hmm.
but that's like a whole nother beast.
They could
Anyway,
do that. They could do that. I played in the
yeah,
ABA. They let you do it there too. Like I don't
yeah.
watch guys shoot free throws and they don't even aim for the rebound. They aim to literally knock it off the rim. I'm like, they
Hmm.
was like, yeah, bro, you could do that.
But yeah, nah, that's clean. Like there's no argument there. Like
That's a clean step through chat.
yeah,
One,
that's clean.
one, and then that left foot. Watch the left foot. He kept the left foot in the air.
Yeah, as long as the left foot don't touch the ground
If
before you
that
release the
not and
ball,
that's what I
yeah.
was watching. That's what I
Hmm.
was watching, chat. If that left foot would have touched easily, I'll definitely calling that
So for
one hundred
somebody
percent.
like him, if he calls that, like I'm gonna tell him to do a jump hook then. Like I'm gonna take it as basic as possible. So the reason why I said it is, like the most people when they do it, they do a jump hook, right? They're gonna have their back to the basket. They're gonna take 1-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to call that a travel, then when you stop and you take that 1-2, then the same way you do that is a travel. If you want to call that a travel, but if you're keeping it to the point of like the game and how you play it, nah, that's a clean step through. Same foot at that. So
And the crazy part is because I'm gonna see if I can. I had it one time. Sharif Cooper, and you probably seen the clip. Sharif Cooper had a clip in high school where he does this step back, and I'm not gonna cap. It's I got it. I'm trying to pull it up real quick, and hopefully I could. Oh yeah, okay, I was able to. We got to talk about this one, Slim. Let me share it on this side, and we gonna kind of wrap up at toward the end. But this is the one right here. This the one for me, chat. I'm not gonna cap y'all down. I don't know if you seen this one, Slim. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, hold on. It's lagging a little bit. Hold on. I'm trying to get it back. I need answers, Slim. I'm not gonna cap you down. My CPU jumping
so
right now.
I got you. So it's literally all. It's realistically, it's all about where he picks the ball up,
Okay.
right? So you can a free form like free flow dribble, like as long as you're not picking the ball up, you can take as many steps in between your dribbles as you need be, right? So say for instance, like you come down court and you stutter step.
Mm-hmm.
How many steps do you take in a stutter step? Like you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's one of the things like as long as the ball's still spinning, still moving, you're good to go. But he picks the ball up after he takes that first two steps, then he has two steps he could take after picking it up. So because they consider it the zero step. So I mean technically that's legal. Like it's a legal play, but it just looks bad. Like it don't look like basketball.
Not Slim.
Man, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Slim.
it. It's one of the things. I told you, me and Milt. That's one of the things where he didn't taught me a lot, man.
Slim.
Pull the rule. Pull the rule. Pull the rule. It talks about the zero step.
Slim.
That's the.
Slim.
It's tough, bro. I know. It's tough. It's tough.
Slim. We going this way with it.
Man.
Slim, that is tough. I'm
So my
I'm
thing
I'm
is,
really watching chat and I'm slowing it down in my mind to make it. I'm really trying to make it make sense. I'm not gonna cap y'all down.
so after he takes the like
And
after he
even the
does
comments,
the
somebody
jab
said
step.
he gathered and he only took three, but then somebody said IG is clean. I don't know how though, but then this other guy said y'all is clean to gather, and then he took two.
So it's like when he takes the hop step, right? When the defender's going towards the lane, he takes a little jab step, he starts backing up. The ball is still spinning. So think about when you do a step back, like a step back hezzy.
Sure.
The ball a step back, it's a hezzy, like and the ball is still spinning, and you might do a head fake and go. So is that a travel when you do that?
So fast forward to, and I was just gonna mention that because I've done
Uh-huh.
step backs where I push the ball in front of me and I completely have no hand on it, and I'll pull
Exactly.
it back. I'm with you 100% on that, and that's
Hmm.
why I'm trying to watch that here.
Yeah.
He didn't let the ball go. Like it was, he cradled it. That's why I'm like,
Look where his hand is. His hand is not underneath of it. Look where his hand is.
They
It's still moving.
hey Slim, they'd have been at my car after the game on that one. they they they'd have been at the car. They'd have been at my car sitting on the hood. Hey ref.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I pulling this off? Nah, I don't. I don't necessarily like this. I'm more of I like counters. So when I dribble, whatever, I'm more of a counter dribbler. So I might do the step back or whatever,
Right.
depending on which way you go. I'm pulling. I'm not doing an additional step back. But I like shooting the mid range. So
I got you.
yeah,
Heard
but a
you.
lot of people don't like shooting the mid range. But yeah,
Which still just is a vital point of the game. Shout out to DeMar DeRozan, who still keeps that a part of the game and realize that is as my dad, he always said and he will always believe, you need to have the mid range a part of your game 100%. People think everything is a 3-point shot or a dunk, and it is not like that. No. You need to be able to play in between the lines of understanding that there are spots and pockets and areas that you can be effective from the elbow to the short corner to the arc of the wing. Like, you need to be able to 100% hit down and knock down mid range. And this crazy part is a lot of the high schools I work with and stuff like that, they haven't even realized we don't shoot a lot of threes when we train and work out. Because at the end of the day, I need you to hit these first. You know what I'm saying? What they do, Chef, man, how you living, man? I need them to understand, like, listen, you got to hit these before I can push you behind that line. If you can't finish at the rim, you can't make middies. I need you to focus here before I push you behind the line. Yeah, we may shoot it at the end. And what I do is I call it 55. We do 5 spots, 5 shots. But if we're shooting a 3 ball, I'll do 52. We're going to go 5 shots. You're going to shoot 2 threes. That's it. We ain't going to sit here and dwell on this. We ain't going to sit here and think that's going to be a part of your game 100%. So it's just overall the game, and then we said it earlier, it's evolving. It's in a situation of it's being offensively manipulated to fit the offensive player, because you gotta think about it, and as Slim talked about it, with so many rules being different overseas. Overseas they don't have a defensive 3 seconds. You can literally sit there the entire time. And I think Luka spoke on that because, y'all got to realize how many points Luka's averaging in the league. Luka averaged less overseas, chat, because the paint is clogged. Like, what he's getting off now, he's all these ISO situations and the ways he's able to get to the basket is because that big has to bounce back and forth from guarding his guy to getting out of the paint. He can't sit there like how when he plays in Slovenia, a guy can sit in the paint the entire time, or how he, when they played in the World Cup and all of that. So it's just so many different things that people don't realize how the game is being played totally different in other aspects in other areas of the world. I can give you a perfect example on my side, chat. In Mexico, when I played there, you had to have a native on the floor, like somebody that was Mexican or a part of from that city or just on that team. They had to be on the floor. Same thing in Israel. You couldn't play 2 imports. I mean, I didn't get a chance to go to Israel, but this was what they explained to me because I got hurt before I went to Israel when I signed with Maccabi Haifa. They told me like 2 imports couldn't play in the same quarter. They had to move imports around. Like, one could play in the first, one got to play in the third. Like, there's so many different rules. We talked about when Slim mentioned like how you can knock the ball off the rim. Like, those things are real, and realizing as a hooper, especially somebody playing overseas, you got to realize they're bringing you in because you can do something their natives can't. And that's the biggest thing about that. So when you come in, you got to be an impact. And like I said, chat, we'll be here for another 4 hours if I really dive into that bag of playing overseas. And,
say
maybe
that for the next one.
yeah, I was just about to say, maybe we get a chance to have Slim out here, again, and we talk about those experiences from both sides. Because I know we both got plenty of stories and understanding. But, like, there's so many things with the game of basketball that is changing, that is being done. Heck, I just seen a play the other day. I think it was on Twitter. Where in Spain, they got the quick inbound. Like, something happened. Guy shot the ball. It went out of bounds. It landed in the coach's hand. He gave it to his coach. Coach gave it to the player. They kicked it in. The inbound got down and got a dunk. I'm like, wait, what just happened? It was like on some soccer type flow. Like with soccer, chat, y'all got to realize, like, until the ball completely goes out of bounds, it's a live ball. I've watched guys tightrope the sideline in soccer because it's not out of bounds. And then when it goes out of bounds, they get a quick throw in. Like, stuff is changing with basketball. I think Shaq mentioned to make the WNBA more exciting, they should lower the rim a little bit so there could be more dunks and stuff like that. Now, we'll save that conversation for another podcast because I think we'll both, me and Slim, will be here all day talking about that one. So
Yes, sir.
we ain't even for the dive into that one. But listen, man. Once again, I truly, truly, truly appreciate all City Slim, man, for pulling up, man. It's been a dope time, man. A dope podcast, dope energy. Everybody that pulled up in the chat, no, I wasn't ignoring y'all. I was reading it. I seen some of y'all talking to each other in there. So that's what this podcast is about, man. It's just about a vibe. It's just about energy, man. Good people. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let Slim, man, have the
Man, just appreciate the time, man. Appreciate you letting me come in and kick it with you for the last what 2 3 hours we was in on. Um, I got a lot of great things coming up, man. Like I shared with you, I started doing some YouTube content creating. For those that don't know, the All City uh, name is actually All City Live TV. I'm on his icons in his Discord. Over 30,000 people in the Discord. He's hitting 100K this year on YouTube. So definitely go in, support. If you guys are looking for players to run with, I know Bizzle has his own like Discord and things like that. Man, we actually have a league that I'm the GM and like the commissioner of. So we do cash tournaments. We got a bunch of different things coming up, man. So it's definitely stay tuned, stay locked in with me. I definitely just appreciate the support for real, man. Definitely always welcome for sure.
100%. But like I said, we gonna wrap up with this episode for the Off of the Cut podcast. But like I said, I appreciate everybody that pulled up, tuned in, man. Like I said, y'all know I run the third shift, man. I used to work overnight, so sometimes these streams help you get through the shift, man. So that's what this is about as well, man. Because y'all gotta realize, chat, and I told y'all with this whole content and streaming thing, man, it's about y'all. I have a dope community in the sense of I feel like right now we could play Uno and y'all will be in here chopping it up, having fun, things of that nature. It's never been about the video games. It's never been about that. It's about the entertainment factor to the point where it's been enjoyable for me, you know, when I get to come home, you know, spend time of course with the family and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, you know, I'm gonna go stream. I'm gonna go, you know, vibe out and stuff like that. So, I truly appreciate it. You know, once again, man. And if y'all haven't already, y'all hit Slim on his socials, man. AllCitySlim, on all his platforms, man. I'm gonna give him a shout out so y'all can follow him on Twitch, pull up on him. But he's on YouTube, man. He's on Twitter. You know, y'all follow him on all platforms, like he said, man. He's a part of a dope community, man. Especially being one of the icons. Like I said, 30,000 people in the Discord chat. The man pulled up on me, so it's crazy, you know, of a blessing to be a part of that. So we gonna go ahead and call it one. Definitely y'all tune in, man. Y'all hit that sub button, hit that like button. We going up on YouTube, man. I think we had 37 subscribers on YouTube, so we going up, man. I'm new to the scene, so all the support I truly appreciate it. Once again, it's your host of the Off of the Cut podcast, your boy BizzelBHoopn. Make sure you put that E before the L, and make sure you hold that follow through every single time. Y'all be safe, man. Y'all be blessed, and I appreciate y'all. Yo.